The ministry of Philip. You'll find this to be a fairly easy story to learn. You won't need all the hand gestures that I'm going to give you. These will only help you to kind of remember the general flow of the story. The key here is to tell it. Get the general flow down and then tell this story 5 times. You'll find that this story not only is easy to learn, it's fun to tell and one you can use. So let's just get your hands up and hold your hands like you are holding a Bible. This is my sign for preaching. I simply put my fingers across the top right here. So like I'm going across the Bible. So preaching in Samaria. Say that. Preaching in Samaria. The people of Samaria followed the witchcraft of Simon. So just simply say they followed witchcraft. Okay? Preaching in Samaria, they followed witchcraft. But they accepted the gospel with joy and were baptized. That's my sign for baptized. Let's just go through it. Philip preached in Samaria. They followed witchcraft, but received the gospel with joy and were baptized. Now your hands are down here, you just come up right behind your ear. The apostles heard about it and sent Peter and John, who prayed. So your hands just immediately go from here to 2 people, and then they prayed and they received the Holy Spirit. Let's just go, let's just back up a little bit. They received the gospel with joy and were baptized. The elders heard about it. The apostles heard about it. They sent Peter and John, who prayed for the people, and they received the Holy Spirit. Then you come back. Simon was amazed at this and offered money. Okay, let's back up to the beginning. Philip preached in Samaria. They had followed witchcraft. Now they received the gospel with joy, baptized. The apostles heard about it, sent Peter and John, who prayed for them. They received the Holy Spirit. Simon was amazed, offered money for this power. They just come out. Your money will be destroyed with you. You will be destroyed with your money. So point to them and then destroyed. And you are, and then kind of hold yourself. You are holding on to your former life. And just come back. Evil lives inside of you. Pray that God will take it away. Now this is the little bit of a confusing part. You're going to have him saying to Simon, you should pray, and then he's saying, please pray for me. So don't get that confused. Peter is saying, evil lives inside of you. You should pray. Please pray for me. I don't want these things to happen to me. Okay. Philip preached in Samaria, witchcraft, received the gospel, baptized, heard about it. Peter and John, they prayed, received the Holy Spirit, were amazed, offered money. You will be destroyed with your money. You are holding on to your past. Evil lives in your heart. Pray that God will take it away. Please pray for me. I don't want these things to happen. Now at this point, the story doesn't go on and tell what happened after this. It just simply says, Peter and John went back to Jerusalem. And an angel told Philip to go south of Jerusalem. Okay, that's the first half. Just back up and then we'll just go right on into that. They received with joy and were baptized. The apostles heard about it. Peter and John prayed for them. They received the Holy Spirit. Simon was amazed, Offer them money. You'll be destroyed with your money. You're holding on your past. Evil lives in your heart. Pray that God will take it away from you. Please pray for me. I don't want these things to happen. Peter and John go back to Jerusalem. Angel tells Philip to go south of Jerusalem. He sees an Ethiopian official. If you want to say Ethiopian eunuch, that's fine. Ethiopian official. Then, like you're holding a bag of money. You're holding this bag of money. And he was the treasurer for the queen who had been to Jerusalem to worship. Okay, let's just back up. Angel told him to go to south of Jerusalem. He sees an official from Ethiopia, treasurer for the queen, went to Jerusalem to worship. Now you just open your hands. He was reading one of the prophets. Do you understand what you're reading? How can I? So you keep your hands moving there. When you go from that, the angel told him to go south of Jerusalem, you just bring this hand, even as you're doing it, it's going south of Jerusalem, you bring this hand up to your eyes. He saw an Ethiopian official who was the treasurer for the queen, who'd gone to Jerusalem to worship. He was reading the prophet. Do you understand what you're saying? How can I? Now at this point right here, we're going to do the sign for Jesus 3 times. So watch it. We're going to do sign for Jesus, something else, then come back and go back and forth. So that's the rest of the storyboard. So it says, do you understand what you're reading? How can I? So we told him about Jesus and the forgiveness of sins. This is my sign for the forgiveness of sins. Like your hands over your eyes, like you're ashamed of your sin, and you bring it up. It's the forgiveness of sins. So he told him about Jesus and the forgiveness of sins. Then you point down to some water. May I be baptized? You may, if you believe that Jesus is the Messiah and receive him as Lord. This is a sign for Lord, going from this shoulder like you're wearing a banner across your chest. Lord, if you receive Jesus as your Lord. He says, I believe that Jesus is the Son of God. Let's go back and go through those 3 parts again where it refers to Jesus. He says he is reading from the prophets. Do you understand what you're reading? How can I? So he told him about Jesus and the forgiveness of sins. May I be baptized? If you believe that Jesus is Messiah, receive him as your Lord. He says, I believe that Jesus is the Son of God. So they were baptized. So Philip baptized the official. Now at this point, you just have your hand kind of flitter away when that Philip disappeared, and the official went on his way. Philip went from town to town preaching the word. So it starts with preaching, and it ends with preaching. So again, let's just go through the 3 mentions of Jesus. He told him about Jesus and the forgiveness of sins. Can I be baptized? If you believe that Jesus is the Messiah, receive him as your Lord. I believe that Jesus is the Son of God. He was baptized. Philip disappeared. The Ethiopian official went on his way, and Philip preached the word. Okay, let's go through the whole thing. As usual, I'm going to go after you. You lead. I will kind of hesitate and give you a chance to go first. And again, this is one you'll have to review several times. But the main thing is tell the story several times. Okay, let's just start with it. Start with, just like it ends, Philip preaching in Samaria. They followed witchcraft. Now with joy, they followed the Lord. and we're baptized. I'm not going slow enough, am I? You need to go ahead of me here, okay? And we're baptized. The apostles heard about it, sent Peter and John, who prayed for them. They received the Holy Spirit. Simon was amazed. Offer them money. You will be destroyed with your money. Holding on to your past. Evil lives in your heart. Pray that God will take it away from you. Please pray for me. I don't want these things to happen to me. Peter and John went back to Jerusalem. Angel told Philip to go south of Jerusalem. There he saw Ethiopian official who was the treasurer for the queen. He had been in Jerusalem to worship. Reading the old prophets. Do you understand what you're reading? How can I? Told him about Jesus, forgiveness of sins. And may I be baptized. You believe Jesus is the Messiah. Receive him as your Lord. I believe that Jesus is the Son of God. And so he is baptized. Philip disappears. The official goes his way. Philip preaches from city to city. Okay. Go through this several times. Practice with someone else. I think you'll find that to be a real help. Draw it out. The main thing is to tell the story. Tell the story at least 5 times, and you'll have fun with the story. Well, the Lord bless you as you continue your journey through the book of Acts. Lord bless you.